G'day. We're going to jump straight in again and talk about Lamentations Chapter 2. So last week we read through Chapter 1, spent a bit of time in that. Today, it's a continuation. As you'll see, it's sort of a little bit further of a lament on the fall of Jerusalem, or, the Babylonian takeover, so to speak, or enslavement, capture, whatever you want to call it. So let me just jump in and continue. Let me change the version because we love New King James. That's what we do. All right. How the Lord has covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger. He cast down from heaven to earth the beauty of Israel and did not remember his footstool in the day of his anger. The Lord has swallowed up and has not pitied all the dwellings of Jacob. He has thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. He has brought them down to the ground. He has profaned the kingdom and its princes. He has cut off in fierce anger every horn of Israel. He has drawn back his right hand from before the enemy. He has blazed against Jacob like a flaming fire, devouring all around. Standing like an enemy, he has bent his bow with his right hand like an adversary. He has slain all who were pleasing to his eye. On the tent of the daughter of Zion, he has poured out his fury like a fire. The Lord was like an enemy. He has swallowed up Israel. He has swallowed up all her palaces. He destroyed all her strongholds, and has increased mourning and lamentation in the daughter of Judah. He has done violence to his tabernacle, as if it were a garden. He has destroyed his place of assembly. The Lord has caused the appointed feasts and Sabbaths to be forgotten in Zion. In his burning indignation, he has spurned the king and the priest. The Lord has spurned his altar. He has abandoned his sanctuary. He has given up the walls of her palaces into the hand of the enemy. They have made a noise in the house of the Lord, as on the day of a set feast. The Lord has purposed to destroy the wall of the daughter of Zion. He has stretched out a line. He has not withdrawn his hand from destroying. Therefore, he has caused the rampart and the wall to lament. They languish together. Her gates have sunk into the ground. He has destroyed and broken her bars. Her king and her princes are among the nations. The law is no more, and her prophets find no vision from the Lord. The elders of the daughter of Zion sit on the ground and keep silence. They throw dust on their heads and gird themselves with sackcloth. The virgins of Jerusalem bow their heads to the ground. My eyes fail with tears. My heart is troubled. My bile is poured on the ground because of the destruction of the daughter of my people, because the children and the infants faint in the streets of the city. They say to their mothers, "Where is grain and wine?" as they swoon like the wounded in the streets of the city, as their life is poured out in their mother's bosom. How shall I console you? To what shall I liken you, O daughter of Jerusalem? What shall I compare with you, that I may comfort you, O virgin daughter of Zion? For your ruin is spread wide as the sea. Who can heal you? Your prophets have seen for you false and deceptive visions. They have not uncovered your iniquity to bring back your captives, but have envisioned for you false prophecies and delusions. All who pass by clap their hands at you. They hiss and shake their heads at the daughter of Jerusalem. Is this the city that is called the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole world? All your enemies have opened their mouth against you. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, "We have swallowed her up. Surely this is the day we have waited for. We have found it. We have seen it." The Lord has done what he purposed. He has fulfilled his word, which he commanded in days of old. He has thrown down and has not pitied, and he has caused an enemy to rejoice over you. He has caused an enemy to rejoice over you. He has exalted the horn of your adversaries. Their heart cried out to the Lord, "O wall of the daughter of Zion, let tears run down like a river day and night. Give yourself no relief. Give your eyes no rest. Arise, cry out in the night, at the beginning of the watches. Pour out your heart like water before the face of the Lord. Lift your hands toward him, for the life of your young children who faint from hunger at the head of every street. See, O Lord, and consider, to whom have you done this? Should the woman eat their offspring, the children they have cuddled? Should the priest and prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Lord? Young and old die. Young and old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men have fallen by the sword. You have slain them in the day of your anger. You have slaughtered and not pitied. You have invited as to a feast day the terrors that surround me. In the day of the Lord's anger, there was no refugee or survivor. Those whom I have borne and brought up, my enemies have destroyed. Whoa. A bit of light reading there. So again, the first chapter sort of referred to the destruction of Jerusalem and the capture from Babylon, but also explained why. And it was basically a direct result of rebellion against God, of sin. And the writer, again believed to be Jeremiah, was sort of saying, it's not that our enemy has won. It's that we have essentially been handed over to the Lord's wrath, to his anger, to his fury, because of what we've done. I find it really interesting. Where was it? It was, verse 1. He's cast down from heaven to earth the beauty of Israel, and did not remember his footstool in the day of his anger. So, Israel is the Lord's chosen people, right? Israel was always sort of set aside by God, set, as God's special people. And how do I word this? What am I trying to say? The author and what I understand from this is that even though these people are God's people, their rebellion against him was God has a right to be angry. Our God is a perfect God. Our God is a holy God, and our holy God cannot be in the presence of sin. Excuse me. Excuse me. He, another one's coming. No, it's not. Excuse me. Cannot be in the presence of sin. He cannot tolerate sin. This is the reality. We were told in Genesis that God created a holy and perfect world. Humanity chose to do the one thing that God said not to do, which was to eat the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Everything else was good for eating. Imagine being given everything in the world and going, that tree though, just don't touch that one. Everything else is fine, just not that one. That's it. And it still wasn't enough. And it may seem trivial to be like, okay, you can have anything but this one fruit, and then you eat the fruit. But number one, the Bible says that their eyes were opened. And number two, rebellion is sin. We were told to do one thing, and we chose to do the other. We rebelled. We chose, ultimately, separation. There's something that I believe strongly, and it's an odd statement. The Bible should not exist. Hear me out. The Bible should not exist. If the world was perfect, we would not have the Bible. This is not heresy. This is fact. In Genesis, it says that the Lord created the world and reality and the universe, and that it was all perfect. And God walked with mankind in the garden. We walked with God. After we sinned, we separated from God. And as a result, God could not be in our presence because we were imperfect and unholy and sinful, and He is holy. So the only way that He could communicate with us through the ages was through the prophets, through Jesus, through the saints, and now through the Bible. So in a perfect world, we would not need the Bible. The Bible, I'm going so off topic, but it just hits me hard that the most perfect thing in the world, the Bible, should not exist. If humanity had chosen different, if the world was perfect, then the Bible wouldn't need to exist. Anyway, just something that crossed my mind. But the point here was, the entirety of chapter 2, which I believe, by the way, was an acrostic poem, check me on that. I'm not too sure. There's an acknowledgement of what the fury of God has allowed. And chapter 1 acknowledged it a bit more so than chapter 2, but it was a recognition that of all the things that Babylon has just done, it was through ultimately the fury of God that allowed it. So God again is in control. There's a recognition that this was caused by, or not caused by, this was allowed to happen by God as a result of the sin. And ultimately, just a super sad chapter. Talking about this, there are where was it? Should mothers? Verse 20. See, O Lord, and consider, to whom have you done this? Should the women eat their offspring? Should the women eat their offspring, the children they have cuddled? Should the priest and prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Lord? Just imagine how bad things would have been. And there was another one. What was the grain part? Somewhere. They say to their mothers, where is grain and wine? As they swoon like the wounded in the streets of the city, as their life is poured out in their mother's bosom. These would have been awful, awful times. Awful times. That's what sin does. It's a brutal, brutal reality. It's awful to think like this. Like our perfect God who loves us so much, how could he allow this? The reality is our God cannot tolerate sin. Sin is not a minor thing. It's so easy in this day and age to just dismiss it as not that big of a deal. But it is. To our God, to the one being who it really matters to, it does matter. So we should take our sin seriously, knowing that sin upset God enough to destroy or to allow the destruction of his people, his holy city. It's a big deal. Sin is a big deal. So, stark reminder. I will leave you with it. Thank you for joining me. As usual, I pray that whoever needed to hear this heard it, and that whoever needs to hear something from the Holy Spirit through this, Lord, that you will speak to them. That's it. Take care.